Page 121, The Secret of the Method. Awakening from the Illusion, Power, Justice, and the Trials Ahead. Episode 121. What if the world around you is not as awake as it appears? What if millions of people are living under a kind of collective hypnosis, shaped by ideas, media narratives, and social conditioning? A system that encourages obedience, but fears freedom. A system that rewards conformity, but punishes rebellion. Today we explore a powerful idea. How can a human being wake up from this illusion? And more importantly, what kind of people are capable of leading real reform in a world that often rejects truth? Segment 1, The Global Hypnosis. The center of real power lies in focus and awareness. Most people today operate through a representational system shaped by the dominant ideas of the world. Ideas that often support submission instead of dignity, material success instead of moral integrity, appearances instead of truth. These ideas create a kind of psychological sleep, a hypnotic state where people accept injustice, corruption, and inequality as normal. Those who control wealth, influence, and media power reinforce this programming. They convince society that everything is fine, and anyone who rebels must be silenced or ridiculed. This is one of the oldest strategies of manipulation. Make rebellion appear irrational. Make obedience appear intelligent. Segment 2, The Satanic Illusion. According to spiritual tradition, this illusion is not purely political or economic. It is also spiritual. The arrogance of believing, I need no one. I owe nothing to anyone. This mindset creates blindness, a heart that no longer recognizes truth. Over time, such hearts become vulnerable to worshiping false authorities, the tyrants of power, wealth, and influence. The danger is not only oppression. The real danger is distortion of truth. People begin to believe that true peace means accepting the system, even when it is corrupt. Those who resist are portrayed as extremists, rebels, or enemies of stability. Segment 3, The Distortion of Self-Acceptance. Modern culture often speaks about self-acceptance, but the text warns about a dangerous reinterpretation of this idea. True self-acceptance is not passive surrender. It is not sleeping while injustice spreads. Real acceptance means recognizing the truth and having the courage to stand against deception. It means exposing lies. It means refusing to worship false idols of power. But those who control influence will often demonize anyone who challenges them, because awakening threatens their control. Segment 4, Why the Truthful are Often Oppressed. History shows a recurring pattern. Those who stand for truth are often marginalized, mocked, persecuted, weakened. Meanwhile, those who possess wealth, fame, and media power dominate public opinion. Their voices become louder. Their narratives become reality. But spiritual wisdom reminds us that victory often comes gradually. Before renewal arrives, a process of purification occurs. A sifting of people. Some will fall away. Some will reveal their weakness. And some will remain firm. These are the people capable of building the foundations of real leadership. Segment 5, Reform is like building a great team. The text uses a powerful metaphor. Reform is like building a football team. Imagine a team where every player is distracted, unfocused, absent-minded, lacking discipline. Can such a team win championships? Of course not. Success requires selecting players who possess concentration, discipline, resilience, leadership. Similarly, societal reform requires individuals who are capable of focusing on great goals. People who refuse to be distracted by trivial matters. People who aim for the summit. These individuals become natural leaders, not because they seek power, but because they possess clarity. Segment 6. The leaders who fail society. The text strongly criticizes arrogant rulers. Leaders who believe their status places them above ordinary people. Some rulers claim, "I should not concern myself with small details." Others hide behind protocols, laws, and bureaucracy to avoid responsibility. But true leadership demands the opposite. A ruler must be willing to listen to the grievances of the people, to restore justice, to correct wrongs, even if doing so requires changing laws, traditions, or administrative systems. Because justice is more important than prestige. Segment 7. The human being must be the center. A just system places the human being at the center. Not wealth, not status, not bureaucracy. The true measure of leadership is simple. Does the oppressed person find justice? If someone seeks help, they must be heard, even if restoring justice requires dismantling outdated systems. No protocol should prevent compassion. No law should silence the cry of the oppressed. Because justice is the foundation of legitimacy. Segment 8. The spiritual standard of faith. The Prophet Muhammad, letter FDFA, summarized a powerful principle of faith. Whoever loves for the sake of God, hates for the sake of God, gives for the sake of God, and withholds for the sake of God has perfected faith. This principle defines moral integrity. Your emotions, your generosity, your resistance, your discipline, all become aligned with higher values. Faith becomes not just belief, but action. Segment 9. The trials that are coming. The text warns about inevitable trials and tribulations. These trials serve two purposes: to purify society, to expose corruption. When corruption spreads widely, crises often follow. These crises separate people into two groups: those who respond with patience and trust in God, and those who respond with anger, resentment, and rebellion against divine wisdom. The difference between these responses determines who survives the trials spiritually. Segment 10. The power of patience and contentment. Contentment with divine decree is not weakness. It is strength, because no human truly knows what lies ahead. Sometimes, what we dislike becomes our salvation. Sometimes, hardship protects us from greater harm. Faith teaches patience, trust, and surrender to the wisdom of God, even when circumstances seem dark. Closing reflection. The message of this chapter is both psychological and spiritual. Awakening requires awareness, courage, discipline, faith. It requires resisting systems that encourage blindness. It requires leaders who prioritize justice over prestige. And it requires individuals who remain patient through trials. Because in the end, history does not belong to those who dominate through wealth and propaganda. It belongs to those who remain faithful to truth, even when they stand alone.